A while ago, I made a video showing off a silly bird-themed Hitman speedrun. I expected that to be more of a niche project for my most dedicated fans, but the video sort of took off, and the run ended up becoming a staple of my stream. Last month, I got a DM from Ludwig asking me to do something for Fast 50, his speedrunning marathon for charity. Somehow, out of all the runs I proposed, Ludwig decided to fly me out to LA on his dime all the way from Canada so I could perform the bird percent run. Oh yeah, and I was doing it wearing this inflatable bird suit. Okay, oh, okay. It's backwards.
We have quite a few runs, but that's neither here nor there, because right now we got Aspecticor. Are you comfortable?
This little thing?
This all
No, yeah, I barely even noticed.
He's
really.
like barely on the edge of the chair.
So can you tell me how you came up with this and why?
Someone in my chat said to me, Aspecticor, what if you made a bird-themed run? And I realized that the game is full of bird-related items. Like, you use explosive rubber duckies. There's a kiwi distraction. There's a ducky sniper, a ducky pistol. And so I put my head together with a couple members of the community, and we came up with a pretty cool bird percent run. And I made a video on it. The rest of my community, the real hardcore grinders, they looked at what I had put together and they said, ah! And then they created a brand new strat for basically every single level and decimated my own time. So not only do I not have the world record in regular Master Trilogy, but I can't even make up my own categories and keep the record. Let's go over the basics real quick, all right? Hitman, how do you play it? It's pretty simple. You go into the mission, you kill your targets, and you leave. All right, there's really not that much to it. Now today, we are gonna be playing on the game's hardest difficulty. That means extra cameras, extra guards. They're more likely to see you, but as the more apt among you may have noticed, it's bird percent. So we can only bring bird items. That means the sniper rifle, that means the remote explosive ducky, and that means we're gonna be wearing the bird suit on every single level. There's a lot of different ways to play this game. You know, you could just go in, you could shoot your targets in the head and run and gun, but you know, that's not how I like to play the game.
Oh my God.
I like to go after something called Silent Assassin, which is the highest rating in the game, and you can see it indicated by the green guns on the bottom left of the HUD. In order to get the Silent Assassin rating, you have to follow a ton of rules, but the long and short of it is, don't get caught doing anything illegal like trespassing or holding a gun. Don't kill anyone but the targets. And, you know, very importantly, don't let the bodies of murder victims be found. So while that might have looked like a murder to you guys, the chandelier fell on his head, so clearly there was no foul play. So his body can be totally out in the open, no problem.
I have so many questions.
And
He threw a suitcase in the air, like...
This bird would piss me off too. I think he did the suitcase to make a noise upstairs to get the guard away.
Target
Right?
has
Exactly
his
what
own
I did.
personal guard.
Yeah.
That briefcase makes him go away, because otherwise he also gets crushed. And if you accidentally kill anyone other than your targets, you lose
sure.
Silent Assassin.
So you can see I panicked a bunch of NPCs to get back here. That's because when they're panicked, they can't compromise you for trespassing and holding a sniper like I am. So I'm just gonna fire a couple shots up there, drop a chandelier on our second target, and escape the first mission in just over a minute.
Bang.
That's what we call a panic shot. You know, when you like non-lethally shoot a guard in the leg and then he gets up and has no idea what to do. And we use that tech quite a bit. It looks like it trivializes the game. It looks like it makes it easy, but they're really challenging to set up and do right. Now, I talked about the bird percent loadout a little bit. I'd also like to make a note of the fact that we are using the worst pistol in the game, bar none. It has 5 bullets. It cannot be reloaded. It doesn't properly function as a silenced pistol and will often be heard by people. And there is a full auto ducky pistol, but we decided that if the run was gonna be challenging, it was gonna be challenging, damn it. So right there, you saw me use a panic shot on these guards, and the positioning is incredibly precise. If you don't crouch run for long enough, those guards will actually stand outside and then compromise you.
I saw you shoot a woman in the leg.
I did do that.
Yeah.
Time to read a dono. $5 from Psychic. I made him.
Okay, fair enough. That kid actually taught me how to speedrun Hitman. He can say that.
$10 from Boo Kitten. I made Bird Run.
That's true. That is the chatter who suggested to me, hey, why don't you come up with a bird-themed run? The kill I'm about to pull off here is flippin' ridiculous, all right? Now I'm going to explain what just happened.
Yeah, explain how that's an accident to me.
So in the game of Hitman, what everybody loves about Hitman is all the cool kill setups, right? You can drop a chandelier on someone. You can, you know, make them do something crazy to die in like a Looney Tunes cartoon way. Well, one of the kills that you can do in this game is you can take an explosive golf ball and put it in Silvio's bucket so he tees himself up with, you know, an explosive golf ball and dies. And a weird like glitch that comes from that behavior is if you shoot that specific position on the ground, it blows up an invisible golf ball and kills him in an accident. Now, what you just saw me do there with that little vial is another really cool kill. Francesca just died because she walked into a cloud of the virus specifically designed for her DNA.
What? What?
That's convenient, because
Yeah,
imagine
so
it was someone else.
She's a scientist who like is developing a virus down in the lab below below Silvio's compound, and so we're gonna have to actually go down there and destroy the virus. There's some missions where, you know, you can't just kill the targets, you gotta do something else too.
You just pop that person in the back of the head with an egg?
Yeah, so that's actually a new item. I'm gonna talk about it a little more. It's the most recently added item in the game. As we go through this, you guys are gonna realize it's not just me being like obsessed with birds. There's genuinely like a dev in this game who is obsessed with birds and puts them in every possible situation. So all we have to do to get out of here is destroy the virus. There's actually a really cool skip coming up, and it's called the Cliff Boost. It's the only place in the game where you can do this, and it is just really, really cool tech. So I'm gonna keep this guard over in that area, and I'm gonna look over at the virus, and I'm gonna take it out. Now, this next part is a little bit tricky. I'm gonna make sure to shoot this guard when no one is looking at me, aim, and hop straight down that cliff. Marrakesh is another really, really difficult level. You have two different targets that are completely surrounded by guards. We've got Rezo, who's a war general, he's surrounded by all his cronies, and then you've got Klaus, who is holed up in the Swedish consulate. So here we're gonna be using those panic shots again to make our way through this garage, because there's so many enforcers here that, you know, obviously it would be a little insane to try and sneak by them. Now, when you see me unpack my sniper, you're gonna see me crouch whenever I do it. And that's because it makes unpacking way, way, way faster. And funnily enough, if I had fast unpacked my sniper and grabbed that screwdriver, the game would have crashed. Like 100% of the time, that crashed my game. So that was something I was really, really sure not to do.
That's crazy.
So we're gonna be setting up a great accident kill on Klaus. It's incredibly reliable and incredibly safe. Like, a lot of problems with accidents is, say you create a puddle that's electrified, if somebody else walks through it, they're gonna die. But that railing that overlooks that area over there is only ever touched by Klaus. He's the only guy who ever touches it. So since we sabotaged that wire in that like stage lamp, it will become electrified as soon as we turn on the power.
These guards are awful.
And just to clarify, all of these are technically illegal actions.
Yeah.
But as long as no one sees them, it's okay. So this guy passed out in the middle of the corridor.
Yeah.
Aspecticor dragged him back just a tiny bit, and no one for the rest of this level will walk past this part of the corridor, which is why it's fine to drop him there. He also picked up the gun to not have another guard see the gun and then walk over and investigate.
So this is called cover subdue. It's pretty ridiculous. Like, that guy totally saw me. I think we can all agree that that guy definitely...
That guy saw you.
That guy definitely saw you.
Let's talk about the individual
He's seeing
copy
you right
difference
now.
for a second here. All right, folks. Hitman is an interesting game because on different PCs, on different copies of the game, things behave differently.
Really? The NPCs behave different?
I have never, ever, ever been spotted by that guy. Normally, he won't turn around. That's the kind of the beauty of this game, is that there's so many complex things going on, and the downside of that is that I think hardware makes things happen a little bit differently. So
For a few of the
kind
biggest
of the challenge.
NPC manipulations, some runners might have to cap their FPS, while others don't. It's really strange. It depends on how your unlimited frame rate basically is lands. It's
just
really
finicky.
strange.
Yeah. You'll do a strat and then send it to your friend, and your friend's like, this is a 2 out of 10 consistency strat for me.
Yeah.
So I did that guard so slow, I'm actually going to skip ahead, knock this guy out, and then drag him on the way back, and we should be fine. Because that's another thing that's really challenging about these runs, right? If you have a mistake or you have something that slows you down, those errors can cascade on into later in the run and make things really, really difficult for
I
you.
was gonna say, how often do you have like a backup strat? Because for how intricate this game is, knowing all the routines and stuff, how possible is it that if one thing messes up 30 seconds in, it doesn't just snowball?
Yeah, it's genuinely like a massive, massive issue, and it's something that you just have to make considerations for as a runner. Now, see, I think because I subdued him later, that guard didn't hear anything, and we're going to be totally fine. So we've already set up the kill on Klaus. We turned the power on, we sabotaged the wire. Now it's time for us to get out of here and hustle all the way over to Reza's compound.
Yeah, should also clarify, if you're playing this casually, you will never think that the NPCs are this bad.
Yeah.
They're good. They're a hikey good.
Yeah, the sort of panic thing, it has a good intention, which is, let's say you accidentally shoot a guard. They will run over to that area and investigate.
Yeah.
But during their kind of path of running over there, their AI kind of just doesn't function the way you would imagine.
Yeah,
but
they
as a
basically are
casual,
only concerned with going to where the area where the shots were taken from and seeing if you're there. And if you're not there, most of the time you're good.
Yeah, and as a casual, obviously, if I accidentally shoot someone, you wouldn't be like, oh, let me run straight in front of them and show myself, which is why we never even noticed this kind of exploit they were abusing here.
So with that, we've gotten the first kill of this level, and now I can talk to you about this egg, the blue Easter egg. It's a brand new item, and it is really powerful. Most of the time, if you were to throw something like a tool in front of people, it's illegal, right? You can't just like throw an egg at my feet, bro. What the hell? But for whatever reason, it's not illegal to throw, and it's really versatile. So I can just knock that guard out, and his buddy's way too, concerned with helping him to even notice me trespass. So I'm gonna do another cover subdue here, and that's just to get rid of this guard. Now, before I did that subdue, you noticed how I almost let him see me, right?
Yeah.
That meter almost filled up. That's AI behavior that we manipulate. It's called a peekaboo lure because they see you just enough to where they go, oh, I got to investigate and go over there. And to most casual players, it would be a detriment, right? They'd be like, oh no, I'm getting caught. And what speedrunners have done is they've used that tech to incredible utility. Later on in the run, we're actually going to be killing a target just by luring them with a peekaboo like that. So as soon as Reza gets into this room, I'm going to fire a really precise distraction shot into that metal. And this is going to cause him to go investigate. We can take him out with a pistol headshot. And just like that, one of the toughest missions in this run is done. I'm very glad to be out of that.
Bang.
You're doing attempts, like, about, in my opinion, 1/3 of the stream is just these first 3-4 missions. Season 1 is one of the hardest to get through.
Yep.
Once you make it to Season 3, the third game, because it's a trilogy game, usually your run is fine, believe it or not. Season 3 is a lot easier.
It's true.
Yeah, like Bangkok here is incredibly difficult. So first of all, if you're watching this cutscene right now, you're gonna see a guy walk here. This is luck-based.
Yeah.
So it's luck-based how fast he walks in there, and in-game time and certain NPCs walk during cutscenes. That's why sometimes you will watch a cutscene and sometimes not. So he's gonna have to now react to the timing of how long it took him to reach that microphone.
And that was a pretty fast Jordan, so I'm definitely gonna have to make adjustments.
Yes, please.
What's interesting is if I pull up my pistol here, this guard looks at me and then looks away. He basically looks over and is like, nah, I'm not getting paid enough for this.
Yeah, I don't want the smoke.
Looks away. So this, Jordan's gonna turn around quite quickly. I'm gonna fire a shot into this room. That's where Jordan's guards are. So instead of locking down with Jordan here, like I shot a couple bullets into the wall and Jordan's like, oh no, I gotta get to a safe place. His guards are too preoccupied with the bullet I shot into the other room. So he'll be all alone. Excuse me.
Oh no.
He'll be all alone in that room as I can take him out with a shot to the arm, and then now all we gotta do is escape.
I tank that.
My hand.
So just there, I performed something called a triple shot. It's very similar to the panic shots I showed you earlier. It freaks the guards out.
That's the whole level?
Damn, that was fast.
That's the whole level. That's two targets, and I mean,
You said that was hard.
it
is very hard strat.
I didn't see one egg.
Colorado is a doozy casually. People really struggle with this mission.
Oh, I love this level.
It's the only farm in Colorado not growing weed, as I always say, and it's just full of guards.
It's got like that basement room, right?
Classic Colorado.
I remember that.
Classic Colorado.
Has like a Michael Myers guy with a mask.
Exactly, that's Ezra Berg. And so the kill on Ezra is, that's that guy right there. Probably one of my favorites in the whole game. It's making use of the incredibly complex mechanics that interact, right? Like, I think if you're talking about the concept of emergent gameplay coming from complex mechanics, there's really few better examples to look at than Hitman. So Ezra Berg is a smoker. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use that trait to our advantage. But before we do that, I'm gonna take 3 shots on that car. And what that does is it means that the 4th shot I take on it will blow it up. So think of it kind of like, you know, you're preheating the oven for later.
You're priming it.
Yeah, we're priming it. So now I'm gonna line up that plank and that shovel, and I'm gonna shoot through that fence slab right there. And what that does is it causes a lawnmower to start leaking propane. So
got it
this
this
lineup
time.
right here is actually like remarkably good. Like it should go well a lot of the time for you. So we're gonna shoot 25. There we go.
Nice.
So Penelope was a little bit faster, slow the other time, but now we're chilling. The lawnmower is leaking propane. Ezra's smoking that cigarette, and when he puts it down, it is going to blow him up, which means we only really have 2 targets left to focus on. So here, I'm gonna do another triple shot. Not only does it take out the camera, but it causes these guards to panic and then briefly assess the area and then go to where the shots were taken from. But since I'm all the way over here, we're kind of just vibing. Yeah, we were just chilling together.
You're part of the gang now.
Yeah, I'm part of the crew. So Ezra just blew up from smoking that cigarette, and now we got a hilarious, like, Acme Looney Tunes kill to pull off on Maya. We're gonna drop the hay bale on her, and then right when the clock hits 1:13, 1:12,
Maya Parvati is down. Good work.
we hit the final shot on that car, and we take out all 4 targets just
Damn,
like that.
that's clean.
Yeah, it's an incredible route.
That's a good route.
This is one that was in the old trilogy and is still kind of been around. Most of the bird percent runs are so different simply because of the item restriction.
Yeah.
So like even though you can pick stuff up when you're in the level, the fact that you can only bring bird related items changes the meta so much. And that's something I didn't really expect. I was kind of worried that this run would just be like a copy of another Master Trilogy run, but a lot of these strats are unique to this run. And I, would not be able to be doing this right now without an insane amount of effort from my community to make these runs better, more consistent, faster. So what I just did there is the goofiest kill in the run. That guy is Eric Soders. He's on the surgery table. And if you do any damage to him at all, he dies. And no one can find his body. You could walk up to him, shoot him in the head, and it wouldn't matter. So he's one of the easiest targets to kill. All I did there was do like a tiny amount of damage through the wall. So Yuki is one of the targets who will actually try to escape the mission if you panic her.
Where's she falling?
She fell out of
she's
bounds.
falling into the void right now. So
A fate worse than death.
Normally
as
that
soon
would
as
be
she starts trying to get into that gondola, you can kill her. So sometimes you'll shoot the gondola and then she'll just lay down and give up. So just like that, we are done the levels from Hitman 2016, Hitman 1, and we are moving on to the gauntlet that is Hitman 2, Season 2.
my favorite.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I love Hitman 2.
Yeah,
This
he hates this
stage rules.
I love
It's
this
beautiful.
stage. He hates this stage and says it's RNG. I think he's bad.
No, it's
But-
so glitchy. It's
Yeah.
the introductory level to Hitman 2. It gives you an idea of some of the mechanics. It's kind of like a tutorial level.
Yeah.
But, oh man, this map as a speedrunner is very, very cursed.
Yeah.
So what I did there is I picked up the first objective, and once I plugged it into the computer, that's when everybody actually shows up. It's a pretty strange mission. There's not many other missions where you show up and it's empty. So instead of killing Alma, I didn't forget, we're just gonna run by it and let her go to her lockdown room. The observant among you may have noticed that I dropped a ducky in that lockdown room, and that's for a reason. If you look at the bottom left, you can see I have a little camera there where the green guns normally are, and they're yellow. That means I've been spotted by cams. And that's, you can't be a silent assassin if there's footage of you in a bird suit. So in order for me to get green guns, not only am I gonna have to kill Alma without anyone seeing her, but I'm going to have to blow up the security cameras. But that ducky that I placed down is actually gonna achieve both of those things for me. So here I'm gonna do another panic shot, and you can see the guy on the left kind of whooshing me, and it just filled out. That's something you saw me do in Paris as well. It's just more AI panic manipulation. If all is well, and all went good, and Orson didn't get woken up, I can detonate the ducky
Target down.
and exit the mission.
Nice.
Now get off the property.
That didn't seem too bad to me, man.
That was
Not
good.
too shabby.
Season 2 looks pretty good, baby.
Yeah. So when you saw me exit the mission there, you saw that little mashing the inventory button. That's what we call the fast interact. It's so you can, instead of waiting for that little G meter to fill up, you can just do it right away. Now, this is the only mission where we're going to be using something that's a disguise, but this runs bird suit only. That's all we care about. Now, this mission right here is kind of also why this run exists, because there's something very, very special. When you take a certain exit in the bird suit, you get a secret Easter egg.
Oh, because the bird suit is from this level.
The bird suit is from this level, yeah.
It's like one of the mascots. I've played this level.
Yeah, this is, I mean, for me, this has got to be one of my favorite levels in the game, and it's a good opportunity for me to explain fake NPCs. So you saw all those guys I walked through there, none of them are real.
Yeah, right.
What?
They don't have real AI, and it's probably just so like your CPU doesn't explode, I guess, playing Miami. And they're not going to cause you to lose Silent Assassin if you pull out your gun in front of them like I did.
Yeah,
But
you can murder them, can't you?
you can still kill them, exactly. And they're actually very easy to kill.
Yeah, they
Shoot
have
them with
1
a
HP.
tranquilizer, dead. You
Yeah.
punch them in the face, dead. You hit them with a wayward bullet in the leg, also dead.
And you still lose Silent Assassin if it is. Yeah.
So you can't kill non-targets, even if they're fake NPCs like this guy.
Are you busting it down in the beginning of this mission? Like, what is he doing there?
Hey, he's a mascot.
So what's really cool to me about Miami as well is there's a target on the racetrack, driving it around in a race car. So what I'm gonna do is shoot this laptop, cause the satellite to stop working, and Robert's like, oh, I gotta check that out. And then I hit 3 precise shots on Sierra and take her out with an accident kill.
There's a chance you kill her in one of them?
No, you have to hit the car 3 times,
Okay.
but it's actually like pretty challenging to hit the car 3 times. It doesn't like look like it, but I'm very, very thankful that I have an extra bullet.
Here he does see you, but because you kill him because it's a target, we get back Silent
Yeah.
Assassin, since it's not like a guard that's gonna live through the mission.
If you knock out every single guard,
You
can
don't get it back now.
Silent Assassin? No.
As long as nobody saw you knock out every single guard, you're
Yeah.
chilling. But as soon as one of their bodies gets found, it's over.
Also, here's the Easter egg. Here's the secret exit if you use it.
Oh my God.
There's an egg there. Normally there's a helicopter, and he flies out of the mission.
Excellent work, 47.
Right? No, I'm telling you, like, there's somebody in this game who
Yeah.
just loves birds, because it's like there's a gang.
There
in
might
the
be a
map.
bird
Yeah.
on the dev team.
Got a weird bird
Eric
guy on
on
there.
there.
It's a bird on the dev team, and he's like, y'all want to get worms later?
There's another.
So this map is a doozy. It's
Yeah.
massive, and the targets are incredibly guarded. And so this first kill is a bit of a tough
Yeah.
one. You kind of just got to throw your hands up and pray.
Why can't you do the thing where you blast yourself into the air 7,000 feet up and then shoot them all from the skies?
Yeah, that honestly seems like a pretty good strat until you realize it takes like 4,000 attempts
we
to
have-
boost into the air like that.
Do we have any railing boosts that can show off the falling mechanic in this
We
run?
do.
I don't remember.
So there's
Okay.
a mechanic in this game called particle skips. It's essentially that you can walk on top of the broken particles of objects, and you can walk on top of them. So if you move the particles, you move 47. So when you see people, step on a broken violin, blow up a bomb, and then end up at the top of the map, they're doing a really extreme version of a particle boost. But you don't have to go that extreme. A lot of the time, what runners will use a violin or a muffin or a kiwi, in my case, for is to simply get over like a railing. Because once you get out of bounds in this game, there are some really, really incredible angles that you can exploit.
There's also no jump button.
There's no
Yeah,
jump button, 47. I mean, look at this guy. 10 miles an hour max. This is about as fast as he can go. Bro's got a credit card vertical. He's probably got like bunions or
I've
something.
never heard credit card vertical.
There's not a lot of mobility that 47 has. So when you have the ability to boost over railings and fall 50 feet instead of like walking down 5 flights of stairs, you can save a ton of time.
Yeah, it's one of the incredible things when you start using glitches to get out of bounds from top of railings is since he doesn't have a jump, the game does not have any system for fall damage.
Yep.
So you can fall like hundreds of feet, and the game is like, that's cool.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
All good. So Jorge is an interesting target because, I mean, he runs a cocaine plantation. That's interesting enough. It's also that he has randomized movement. So his cycle is random because sometimes he stops to like go on his iPad, which is a classic old person activity. And then sometimes he'll like stop to cough. And in the original trilogy, it was a real pain.
What do you mean by were, by the way? It still is.
Yeah. So this kill is one of my favorites in the entire run. First, we're just gonna fire a distraction shot to move that butler away from the fish tank, and then we're gonna fire a shot into this outlet. We're gonna shoot the aquarium to create a puddle, and just like that, we've eliminated Rico with an electrocution accident. Like,
And no one else can get electrocuted?
no one else can get electrocuted because it only takes out one person.
Oh.
And then like the breaker flips or what. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know. I'm like not handy. I like if something doesn't work in my house, I just like call my dad.
That's fair.
How long does it take to really like? I mean, you said that it's a big communal effort, but it feels like with all the different spots you could spawn, with all the different weapons you can use, it feels like it would take a very long time to really optimize this kind of thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's almost an analysis paralysis situation.
Yeah.
Right. But I think once you familiarize yourself with the maps, you start to realize that generally there's a couple areas that stand out in terms of being appealing. A great example is actually the Skywalk in Mumbai, because it starts us off directly in the center of all of the targets. So I think that, you know, you start to realize that you should probably gravitate towards certain strategies. But at the end of the day, it really just does come from building on years of experience. You know, we're standing on the shoulders of giants in this run because we're using a lot of tech that comes from old speedruns. Like, I just did a little distraction shot on that guy's guard because the Maelstrom is hiding somewhere in the city slums and he's one of our targets. It's that guy right there. So he dresses up differently every single time so that you're supposed to have a hard time finding him. But speedrunners know he starts at the same location every time. So although he might look different, he's always going to be that guy. So what we did is we used a single distraction shot to draw his guard away from him, and then we just blew up the moped. When I'm getting an accidental kill and I'm using a ducky, I'm very cautious about where I place it. And that's because say you were to concuss a target briefly with the ducky before they die in the explosive accident, you lose red guns permanently. You can't knock someone out with an explosive. Like, that's illegal as hell. So it is really, really challenging to set up these accidental kills in a way that won't cause you to lose red guns.
Well, why did you put a brick in that guy's soup?
So that's a great question. In Hitman, there's a lot of different cool kill opportunities, right? And so by throwing a brick into that kiln, what you do is you essentially tell Dawood and Vanya, our last two targets, hey, we got a meeting. So what that does is that sets them off on two very, very predictable routes that we can exploit.
Also, a lot of these strats are kind of abusing intended strats. So usually how you would accidental kill, like, for example, water and electricity, would be that you go over with a screwdriver, you mess with an electric port, and then you maybe pop a tire, or sorry, like a water barrel or something like that, and you set it up and there's interactive things. But when you know how the systems work, you have more options, which is such a great thing about this game. Yeah. So you know, so if you take a battery and you throw it, you can make even a puddle be electrocuted.
Yeah, and they actually went through with an update and made it so that puddles that looked like puddles could be electrified, because they had a lot of puddles in the game that looked like puddles, but you couldn't actually electrify them. So there's a ton of kill opportunities.
Another awesome thing too is the actual developers, like the speedrun community, they're hosting events constantly, and they're having you can make special custom contracts with special things, and they frequently feature speedrunners.
I feel like it's clear that they love the speedrunning community because they've patched water, but they didn't patch out the fact that you can fly 4,000 feet in the air.
Yeah. Well, they did by accident, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked about this, but they did accidentally patch out particle skips. Me and many other people in the community were like super sad about it. We loved particle boosting. We think it's a fantastic way to, like, you know, keep the game fresh as a speedrun. And I made that argument in a video, and the devs were like, oh yeah, my bad. And they patched it back in, which I thought was like really, really cool of them to do.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it gave me like a ton of respect for IOI, which, you know, I already had because they made an incredible game. You know, in order to discover all this stuff and get good at doing this, you have to spend a lot of time in these levels. You know, like, I've spent so much time playing this game casually in vanilla just to get better at it. And yeah, speedrunning is like the reason I did that. Like,
It's coming from a place of love.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I didn't realize how cool this game was, and speedrunners made me see that, and I thought that was really cool. To me, what's really interesting is that they're still discovering new stuff. Like, I kind of thought that a lot of the meta had been established. In Colorado, they actually just came up with a new strat, and it uses that particle boosting we were talking about to boost on top of a power pole and then do all the kills from there and leave in like 20 seconds. It's absurd, it's incredible, and they're finding new strats like that all the time, which is what's so remarkable to me. Like, there's still a lot of meat left on this bone in terms of speedrunning game.
I also think that, like for example, like, I can't spin for Aspecticor, but like, I could never again get world record in this category because most runners in the community only run either single level or one season. So they have really difficult single level
Not the
strats.
full
So exactly. So
trilogy, yeah.
Trilogy, when I picked it up, you could pick easier strats because you could take the time loss because the consistency was more worth it than saving 10 seconds. But over time, people have started to implement these single level strats. So now you have to do, okay, nice. You have to do all of them really difficult and first try to the point where I don't think any of us three that used to grind this category grind it anymore.
So this this mission has been so incredibly cursed a couple times, and that dude standing in my way at the kiln is just another
I was gonna say, how
example.
common is that? Somebody
Not
just
common at all.
common.
Literally, I've
Blocking
never
you.
seen that guy in my entire life. We're just gonna say fuck it, we ball and try our best.
Fucking we ball, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be getting to the construction site a little late. That's the thing, is like I've spent so much time over there. If I know I'm gonna be a little late, I think we might be able to mess around a bit and make it work. Some of the targets absolutely do not deserve to be getting murdered in this game. Vanya is probably one of them. She's like a hardcore gang member. She like is pretty mean to people. Dawood's like a scumbag movie producer in Bollywood. Like, some of these I'm like, okay. And then other ones, it's like, this guy manages a hotel and we need the code, so you're gonna have to kill him. And it's like, what the hell, man? Like, yeah.
Okay, they're actually in the right spot.
Yeah, they're in the right spot. We're chilling. So hopefully Vanya will walk through that puddle, get electrocuted in like, I don't know, 5 or 10 seconds. And then Dawood is actually, did you see his guards running behind him to try and keep up? So they're gonna be doing their best. There goes Vanya.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Confirmed kill on
He
Vanya's shot.
is really close to his guards, but there's one way
Just one
we know
target
that when he
left.
rounds the corner at the bottom of the stairs, he'll be alone. So we wait, and we blow it up.
Nice.
And just like that, we've managed to escape an incredibly cursed and difficult level. A lot of
Hey,
variants.
green
Very
guns.
good.
Green guns are there,
I'm
baby.
happy to
Well
be out
done.
of there for sure.
what's your favorite level? Just curious.
Ooh, favorite level in this run, did you say?
Yeah.
I gotta say SgAil. I think SgAil's coming up after this level. It's one of the most impressive. I think Whittleton is actually very cool too, because a lot of people know Whittleton. People know this map. I found it to be like the most approachable when I bought him into for the first time. I was like, I don't know about some crazy guard compound, but I can deal with suburbia neighborhood. Like, that's fine.
Oh, this is the one where all the people are like snakes. They're all backstabbing neighbors.
They
Oh,
are
I thought you meant, like,
backstabbing
real.
neighbors. Yeah, so we got 2 targets in this map, but we also have 3 different clues that we have to pick up.
What's it mean when they say mailbox, please?
Oh, they mean mailbox because when I was practicing, I would like talk to the chat and I'd be like, guys, isn't it crazy that electric eels are real? And then I would forget to put something in the mailbox. And what putting something in the mailbox does is it's gonna cause our one target to look. Now, you may have noticed how I just killed our first target in 4 seconds.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
So what I did is I fast unpacked my sniper and I shot with a perfect angle to an oxygen tank in his room, blowing it up and killing only him. So if you cut the cutscene at the right time,
Hello.
Hi.
you can make that happen. No, I am gonna be honest with you. I did almost forget the mailbox, so I'm kind of glad that you brought it up. I put something in the mailbox. He goes to investigate it, and then we shoot this battery. So the battery's now all zappy and like will electrocute any water that it's in. But you're thinking, Aspecticor, there's no water.
There is
He's
no
going
water.
to the mailbox, bro.
Son of a bitch.
So by sending him over to the mailbox, he's the closest one to the fire hydrant. And for whatever reason, he decides that he's the one who needs to go deal with that. So we just basically have to wait for him to walk over to the water and die.
Why'd you turn on a generator and shoot it?
So that's a great question. I turned on the generator to lure this guy over because he is carrying the first of 3 clues that we need.
Confirmed killed.
So I
Good
turned off the
shot.
generator so that nobody else would come over because I didn't want the other guard to come by. We're gonna go out here and we're gonna pick up the final 2 clues.
Appointed chairwoman of the Arc.
So you saw me shoot open the door with a sniper there. It's something I've not really talked about, but there's locked doors all over these games, and there's a variety of ways to unlock them. You can use explosions, you can use a sniper, you can even use a pistol if you use a pause buffering strategy, but that's not in this run.
You can't just shoot 30 pistol shots to open a door?
No, you actually have to pause in between pistol shots. It's something called a mud shot, and it allows you to basically turn your pistol into like a machine gun, and it fires quickly enough that it pushes the door open.
Oh, it's like a force thing.
Yeah.
And if you're confused, by the way, why I picked up those notes, story-wise, not all missions only have targets. Sometimes you need intel. So for the next mission, it's like kind of a higher-end, society thing. We don't know the island. So those notes kind of lead us to where Agent 47 needs to go.
So you see this red tie kiwi? That is an indicator that this run is about to go fucking crazy. We're going to be pulling out the particle skip, and we're going to be abusing the hell out of the angle it gives us. It's fantastic. So we have 3 objectives here. Kill Sophia, kill Zoe, and don't kill the Constant, which is kind of like when someone says like, hey, I'm not a serial killer, immediately you're like, are you a serial killer? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I saw this objective and I immediately capped him and then lost the mission, so it is real, you're not supposed to kill him. Yeah. So you saw me use that particle boost. I am now completely out of bounds. You are not supposed to be on this roof. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this sister, which one is it? Yeah, Sophia. We're gonna put her into a lockdown by firing 2 shots right here when she's facing us and has taken 2 steps. And so what that's gonna do is it's gonna cause the shots to panic her guard and make him stay still. And it's gonna cause her to go into a specific lockdown. Now, the other sister has a guard with her. We're gonna fire a distraction shot and cause the guard to stop. And then we're gonna drop a chandelier on Sophia.
This dude in the chandeliers.
Yeah,
Look at the
chandeliers,
bro.
And I
should sell my
it has
chandelier.
ruined my brain, dude. I see a chandelier in real life.
It's
I'm
kinda
like,
dangerous.
It makes me nervous.
All the scaffolding.
yeah, I see like a propane tank or a fire extinguisher or something, and my brain is like, oh, look out, brother.
Here you can see the glitch walk since you're not supposed to be able to fall. Look here. He just
And now,
tips down to the bottom.
You blink and he's down. That's quick.
Oh, wow.
Very clean.
That's your favorite level?
Oh yeah,
That joint was fast.
yeah. I mean, those lockdowns, like the tech we're using on those sisters. When I say we're standing on the shoulders of giants, that's what I mean. It's incredibly precise. Like, how do you figure out shooting 2 shots through that window at that time makes her panic under a chandelier with no one else? It's absurd. This level, I just need you guys to pray for me. Okay,
right.
Yeah.
that's
Pray.
all I need. This level is incredibly challenging. We have to
Golden
kill
handshake.
Athena, who hangs out in that top office all day, doesn't move, doesn't leave, doesn't go downstairs, nothing. And this place is a fortress, and we also have to collect 3 data cores. Now, I picked up that wet floor sign not just so I could throw it like this, but also because someone is going to slip in it and drop one of their data cores that we can later pick up. What I just did there is I made sure that the regular civilian workers in there noticed a bullet impact, and it panicked them all. So they would have caught me trespassing, but they were all like, ah, and didn't have time to worry about me.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest stages to do casually because since it's a bank, it is very secure. You cannot almost not go anywhere here. This is going to be very precise. He's going to take out the cameras, and here comes the really difficult part. He's basically going to wait for her to come in here, and she kind of just walks literally into this conference room and then into her office. If she ever gets scared, she goes in a safe lockdown. He's going to do a peekaboo, and she's going to be like, oh, what's that? And that's one of the only ways you can get her out without causing the lockdown because she's so picky.
head of accounts.
So we just knocked out Fabian as he came out the door and got our first data disk. Now we're waiting for Athena to come out the door.
Backup data disk secured. 2 more to load.
We can just pop her.
Yeah.
It's
Like
insane
she flew like
strategy.
a damn watermelon.
And the craziest part is, look at all those people, man. Look at all of those people.
So you're saying basically you like whooshing her made her exit?
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's, remember
you were
like
talking
on
about
the
earlier.
3rd mission, I did that peekaboo lure?
Right.
Exact same tech. Yeah,
Correct,
if she would have filled that up all the way, she would have compromised me. We get red guns. If we don't do it enough, she only looks at me and then is like, yeah, whatever. So that lineup there is actually incredibly precise. And I'm gonna be real. We could have gotten an Athena that's really early, and then you have to do a bunch of other crazy stuff. We got a late Athena. I'm happy. I don't care. Everything else is gravy at this point.
We got all,
was
did you pick up all the intel?
I did.
Yeah.
I picked
Dude,
up
what
that
a
last
dog.
data disk from that
So,
puddle. 'cause the dude
so you
slipped in
lift
it.
the wet floor sign so the fucker walks into the puddle like a banana peel.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Yeah.
he gets up and he goes, oh, I'm probably okay, and then walks away. Okay.
Yeah, and he just leaves his data core there. Like, he's
Yeah.
like, eh.
It might have looked easy. That is such a hard mission. When we
Unbelievably
were
hard.
going through this in a Discord call for practice before this, it tried for 20 minutes, I think, and we just didn't ever finish this mission in practice.
Just moved on. So here we're gonna be putting her into a specific lockdown, kind of like we've been doing with other targets. And
This
it's-
one is sad, though.
Yeah, it's just gonna allow us to kill her immediately,
Yeah.
and then no one goes to check on her.
Yeah, she has like dozens of guards outside,
Yeah.
but no one walks inside her
Nobody
home.
cares.
So when she runs through her home, if you kill her there, no one finds
Maybe
her.
they just respect her privacy.
Word.
That's true.
Yeah, Haven is a really beautiful map, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Like, looking around, it's idyllic. It's a wonderful resort, and
Yep.
it's hell on earth. I hate it here
Yeah.
so much. The reason for that is view cones, which is like how NPCs can see, right? If you were to like mathematically map out where they can see you, that's their
Right.
view cone. On Haven, they're massive. They are twice the size of regular maps.
Really?
Yeah, you'll be standing there and you'll hear like the whoosh sound.
Yeah.
And you can't even see who's doing it. You
They just
have
got
no idea.
Big eyes over here.
Yeah.
And the sad thing too is that even though this is such a cool level, the collision of walls is also the most inconsistent.
Right.
So certain walls they can just see through.
Yeah.
So people hated this level casually, but I think it's one of the best levels in the game.
I do think that like stylistically and just the way that it
Yeah.
looks, it's probably my favorite because it's just so beautiful. I think that's one of the things that Hitman does really, really well is atmosphere.
Yeah.
Right? You're walking through the slums of Mumbai, you're walking,
Yeah.
you know, through New York City and
Miami's great.
yeah, Miami's
Yeah.
fantastic for that.
Also, if you don't recognize these levels, New York or this one, this is the DLC maps that came out for Hitman 2.
I was gonna say because
Yeah.
when I played just super casually, and I don't remember anything past Mumbai. So when they went to the
So SgAil, the one we boost on the roof, that one is
That one's legit,
normally the ending
gotcha.
for Hitman 2, and it teases and builds up for Hitman 3.
So
These
what
two
I
are
just did
bonus.
was a peekaboo lure on Tyson again.
Yeah.
He was looking out the window, and if you manage to stand in that exact spot, he just sees you.
Yeah.
And so since we know he's coming out the door,
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the only times I think when we use the oh no, did
What?
it miss?
no, I can't believe it.
Oh, you missed the chandelier?
I did. I missed a chandelier right above him. It's tragic.
Yeah, that's tough. $10 from Joe J's. This guy's so informative. You should do a TED Talk.
No comment. Anyway, so my favorite.
I don't even remember what is the reason we take this guy out.
You want to know the reason?
Yeah, I don't remember.
He works here, bro.
That's it. I don't remember any
Literally,
reason.
like Diana's like, listen, 47, we're gonna need a set of codes. Unfortunately, that puts these people as targets. She literally says unfortunately, and then is like, well, whatever. I guess you got
Been unfortunate. I mean, look, shouldn't have worked here, you know?
I mean, he is. Don't get me wrong. Tyson is like not a very chill boss. I don't know if it's like he needs to die.
Yeah, not
Give the
murder-worthy.
codes when we ask. How about that?
What's really cool and what a lot of people don't know about this level is underneath this house, there's a fat server room. And it's a really, really cool area. So there's a lot of
One more target to
hidden places in these games that you won't even see unless you do a specific mission story. There's like a big server down there. There's like a big holographic jellyfish. It's weird, dude.
There's so many different entrances and exits, too.
Oh God, yeah, so many, and you know, there's secret entrances and exits. It is really funny to me how I didn't plan this at all, but like 50% of these missions were flying away. So it's very appropriate. Now, you saw me drop a ducky in a bush like a long time ago, and what that's gonna do is allow us to blow up propane tanks and then kill Stephen Bradley from all the way across.
And it doesn't matter if he would get caught because you just leave the level.
Yeah, and like, as long, you know, he died by a propane explosion, it's an accident, so like, we're totally good. And with
I
that,
see.
we're moving on to Hitman 3.
Hitman 3!
Lud, I have seen you play this level. Now,
That is true.
tell me, how long do you think
you
it
got to
took
go on the banister. You got to go up the
Yeah.
rafter.
Lud, we're actually about to do that, and I'm going
I've
to show
done this.
you
I've
some
speedrun
tech.
this.
I'm going to show you some tech that you didn't know about.
Okay.
Because I didn't know about this until about a week ago.
Oh, I remember this level.
You can just clip through that
What the
wall,
hell?
man. It just works.
There we go. Clip through
Nobody
the wall.
told me this. I've been playing this game for years. We're going to be using the egg to knock out this guard.
Yeah.
We're bringing it back, and then we're going to do this.
Oh, I didn't get to see.
So we take out that guy with a headshot, distract his guard, blow up this ducky so it concusses those guards, kill him with that headshot, and we're good.
Yeah, this is my favorite one. This is my favorite.
Yeah, that's the
And then
sub
that guy
30.
just watches us leave.
That's goated.
He doesn't even throw that in the daily report.
Yeah, he's just like, all right, man, you made it.
Mondays, dog.
Yeah, this level's unfortunate because we have to go to Britain.
Real.
This one's tight.
It's really cool though casually because it's inspired by Knives Out.
Yeah.
So
Oh, actually.
yeah. So
really?
the entire mission casually is crime detective. You basically disguise yourself as a detective and you go around and you get hints, and the mission ends basically with you figuring out who the murderer in the family is.
Right.
What I don't like about Hitman, and I get why it happens, but it's the more you play it, the more you unlock different entrances and stuff.
Dude, I struggle with that a lot as well, and that's why I'd like to talk about Peacock. Peacock's the incredibly, perfectly named for this segment private server. Okay, it's an open source project. It's run by a team of really cool people. And what Peacock does is it unlocks everything for you. So you don't have to deal with that. You run the game on a private server, and then you don't ever have to unlock anything ever again, ever.
Oh.
And it's what I'm using to do this run so that I didn't have to like unlock the bird suit by doing 40,000 contract missions. And it's really great. It gives you functionality like saving your loadout profiles and stuff like that. I am very, very thankful to them for putting in the work that they do to...
Can you do it offline?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like it's your own private server. So you can play without internet.
Oh.
And when, you know, I will eventually have to stop supporting this game servers-wise. And so Peacock is going to be the only way to play the game.
How old is Hitman 3?
I will tell you it came out in like 2020.
I think Hitman 3 is 2020. Yeah.
Yeah? Is it 2020?
Something around there.
So like, you know, it'll be a while.
2021.
But eventually, they're not going to be able to support the servers.
Sure.
I just think it's really fantastic that you don't need to grind all of everything if you don't want to. Because I think the progression's really fun. It's a cool thing to keep you interested in the game and keep you like playing, but at the same time, I like having the ability to bring stuff to Hokkaido.
I kind of enjoyed 100% in the game actually.
Yeah, because you're also a freak at 100%. You did it faster than anybody else I've ever seen.
Yeah, I did it in a week. I refused to get the server. I felt it was cheating. So I sat down. I was like, I'm going to do every single mission story and every single secret unlock and mission and discover every single thing in the map. Yeah.
I actually, like,
for the full trilogy.
That's an absurd thing to do. Even going through the missions, saving at a branching point in a mission story, and then going back to that save and getting the XP for doing it. It's still, like,
that is so much.
A lot of time.
Hitman.
I actually... I can't believe it!
I don't know what you did wrong, but that shit moved at molasses speed.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate thing. You just kind of saw me. That's unfortunate.
There we go.
Oh,
yeah,
my God. I'm just going to walk up to him and knock him out at this point. Yeah. I didn't mention this, but I guess I have the time now. This sniper is frustrating. It has a longer time between shots than regular snipers, and it has a shorter instinct, or like a shorter slowdown time. So those two things combined, like, make it really, really difficult to use, especially when you're used to the timing of a normal gun. And then finally, as if it wasn't annoying enough to work with already, it actually pierces through... There we go. It actually pierces through bodies, which sounds like a good thing, right? Like, oh, you know, you can kill two targets at once if they're right beside each other. But that's not gonna happen. All that really happens is you kill a target, the bullet goes through them, and someone notices the bullet. Gonna have to do a little bit of improv here. That's fine. That's fine. This is all totally fine. That guy's gonna see me. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm just gonna skip this mission.
The exit is right there, by the way. Normally, you just run right there to the dock and it's
right
done.
There,
yeah.
But for some reason,
It counts.
My briefcase just dropped, but that's fine. Oh, Berlin is an incredible, incredible mission. So there's 5 ICA assassins who are sent after you, the agency you used to work for. They're sent after you to kill you. And so what that does is it gives you a ton of leeway for routing.
Can you just stand still?
I mean, they'll just kind of walk around doing their own thing because they don't know where you are yet.
Oh, I see.
They somehow have no idea.
Oh, I've done this level.
This big bird,
they have
man.
no idea who the assassin could be.
They let you in the club with that?
Yeah, they do.
That's drip.
Yeah, they want me in the club with that. So what I'm going to do is instead of going straight to the club, we're going to go outside and then pick up our sniper. And we're going to start unleashing havoc with this thing almost immediately. So I told you how it pierces through, and like 98% of the time, we don't want it. We don't want it to pierce through. It's kind of a pain. This up here is the one time where it's helpful. and it didn't work. So if I had hit him in the head there, I would have gotten a distraction shot and a kill for the price of one.
Also, if you play this mission casually, the idea is you walk around, you don't know who the agents are. You have to figure it out and kill 5 without them realizing, because otherwise they escape. But when you come back, they're all outlined in red, and you're going to see that Aspecticor is very fast when it comes to taking these targets out. Oh no.
He's unfortunately going to be a bit of collateral here. He's gonna take a head injury, unfortunately.
He'll be all right. Oh, never mind.
Zam.
He's fine. He's just sleeping. And with these two, we've got our 5.
If any of you have been waiting for your chance,
That's it?
That's it. That's 5
Wait,
targets.
You smoked that guy for his vehicle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has Antonio Brown levels of CTE for that?
Chongqing, or pronounced Chongqing, you will get corrected either way, so just give up. It's a really, really cool mission. It's got really interesting locations. There's like multiple different labs. Our 2 targets are 2 people working on this like mind control brain computer technology. And so in order to manipulate them, we're gonna shoot a drone. And what that does is that causes them to be like, oh, we gotta meet. It's kind of like the the brick in Mumbai. By shooting that drone, we've set those guys off on a course, and we know where they're gonna go, so we can use that to our advantage.
Throwing shit in this game is so cartoonish.
It's hilarious, and they actually just added the ability to throw things at cameras with like an update, like I want to say like less than a year ago.
Yeah, it's very recent.
It's very recent, and it's been a blast. So I'm gonna toss the propane up there, shoot very precisely right about there, and put Hush into a lockdown. What this does is it lets me shoot the door, blow up the propane, and kill him.
Now go get
And it's a perfect demonstration of why I think Hitman is so cool, because the spark from the bullet hitting a metal door is enough to blow up propane. You feel silly for assuming the amount of depth that this game actually has. When you use an electric, like a key card hacker to get through a door, like that has a key card, there's little sparks that come off of it, and that will set off leaky propane. Like, it really feels like they thought of everything, which is really cool.
Is there any time where you were like, oh, this should work, and it didn't?
Honestly, I can't think of a time where like something should have made propane explode and didn't. Like, if someone's smoking a cigarette, it's gonna make the propane explode. It's really thorough and robust. So what I did there is 2 different distraction shots, and what that's gonna allow me to do is kill her with
That
the
can't believe
shortest
that
lethal
kills.
fall
That's very
of all time.
personal.
She's got like osteoporosis or
very
something. I don't know.
She's so old.
Yeah, I don't know what's
Bro,
going on there.
osteoporosis, that's wrong.
Yeah. I'm very thankful that the guard that we knocked out didn't get found, and we made it out of there with green guns. We've only got a couple missions left.
What did that old lady do?
That lady, she's got like cybernetic enhancements, and she was. I'm gonna be honest.
Cybernetic enhancement, she can't live a 6-foot drop.
This mission is pretty remarkable. The strategy that we're about to do. We're gonna do like a really simple kill, and then really impressive kill with a sniper from across the map. So we got 2 targets. We got Don Archibald Yates, and we got Tamara Vidal. So you're gonna put the ducky on the back of the car, and she just goes, and just immediately walks over. There's not anything else you need to do to get her over there. It's really simple. You shoot the limo, and she's dead. It's
tough.
It's
That's
a
her
remarkably
fault.
simple kill.
I would have fallen for that too. If there's a rubber duck in the car, I'd be like, what's that?
What's that? So now we have to time this very precisely. We're gonna fire 3 shots. 1, 2, 3. And so what that does is that causes his guards to stop. They're like standing behind a door, and they're like, wait a second, someone just fired bullets into the wall. We should assess the situation. And if I leave in time,
But like a few seconds later, they'll find
literally
the dead
a
body.
few seconds later, they will walk around the corner and find his body.
Nice, that was fast.
It's so funny that's like, once he leaves, they're like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter, Agent 47. Like,
Oh yeah. Could have been anybody, right? Yeah. Now, normally you would do train, but the bird suit actually gets stolen from Agent 47 on the train. We're not allowed to use it. So we're gonna use the newest level. It was added in an update a little while ago.
Ambrose Island?
Ambrose Island. I forgot to mention that my chat came up with bird names for basically every level, from like Flyammy, Flapienza, Amcrow's Flyland. It really is.
That's what I was reading.
Yeah, there's like a ton of them. They just called Chongqing chicken. They really gave up there. That one I'm not the most proud of, but the other ones they came up with are really cool. Like Santa Fortuna, Santa Flamingo. Come on, they tried.
There's a few good ones in there. Back to Parrot.
Yeah. So we're gonna wait the whole cutscene, and then we're gonna head over to these incredibly difficult shots. So you're gonna see me getting whooshed by every Joe, Dick, and Harry standing here. Like you can see that they're looking at me. And if I fired a shot when any of those people were looking at me at all, we get caught.
You're so young to be dropping a Joe, Dick, and Harry.
So this guy in here just smelled a durian and got sick. I'm gonna be real. I don't understand durians because all everybody talks about is how bad they smell.
They're so
Why are we like? They must taste good, right?
I think they taste aight.
Have you had it? Like, has anyone had a durian?
I feel like they just taste like nothing.
Why are we eating them?
They smell bad. They give you bonus hearts, bro.
Yeah, like they must be like a crazy aphrodisiac or something, right?
I mean, bro, you got Stroman. Can you talk?
I still have never had it.
Yeah, but y'all eat that.
Okay,
Well, yeah,
so
it's tradition.
we're gonna be doing a panic shot. And what that is gonna do is that's gonna draw his guard buddy over. And normally we'd have to wait for them to go to where we took the shots from and then unpanic, and then we'd be able to walk by him. So instead, we just walk by and drop the egg. And then they just pass out and we don't have to worry about them.
Eggs OP.
Egg is OP, it's true. So we have to wait 4 steps around the corner. Very important. 1, 3, 4. And with that, we've completed the final target of the trilogy. All I have to do is pick up this key and make my escape.
It's time to go, 47.
And that's time.
Bang!
Good run.
Good run, baby.
Thank you. You know, not everything went perfect, but I'm so glad to get the opportunity to talk about a game I'm passionate about.
Yeah, it's hard to hear him genuinely try to...
What? Like, am I like, is it hard to take me seriously?
Yeah.
I just want to say, you know, thank you so much, Lud and everybody for having me out here. And thank you to my community who not only supported me long enough for me to even come up with this run, but, you know, they came up with a lot of these strats themselves and were super willing to help me in preparing for this event. So I really could not have done it without you guys. Thank you.